What is going on YouTube? And welcome back to another night of hot topics and social commentary with JoJo Speaks. Do not fret, I will not be doing the show solo dolo tonight. Jennifer is on her way. She's having a little bit of technical issues. Unfortunately, Mike will not be joining us this evening. He has another prior engagement, but hopefully he will be back sooner than later. But I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I hope everyone is doing great. A couple things I want you guys to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. It takes less than a second to mash that button. So go ahead and mash it. Also, we'd like to see some thumbs up for this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on the topics that we're discussing on tonight. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Last but not least, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody out in these streets know that JoJo Speaks is out here in the YouTube streets. I love you guys for watching. I love you guys for communicating. I love you guys for participating. There would be no JoJo Speaks without you, the viewers. So thank you guys so much for being here. So while I'm waiting for Jennifer to come in, I just wanted to tell you guys a quick little story about me and my mother. Going out to this restaurant earlier this evening. So we went to this restaurant. It was a Black-owned restaurant. I'm not exactly going to say what type of restaurant it was because that might be a little bit too specific. But anyways, it was a Black-owned restaurant, and so apparently the owners is a woman, a Black woman, and the other owner is a white male. And so he was waiting tables when we first got in, right? And he told us, about the menu and all that good stuff. Everything seemed to be going well. But as we were, eating our food, first of all, the chicken was dry. I had a chicken kebab and some fries. The fries were pretty good, nice and crispy. The ketchup was nice. The fries were what I expected them to be. However, that chicken had been cooked for a little bit too long. It was fairly dry. I didn't eat the rest of it. I think I took like maybe 4 or 5 bites of it. I asked for a to-go plate, and it went straight in the trash as soon as I got home. So there's that. But although the white man was, very nice to us and, very cordial and all that good stuff, for some reason, it seemed like he was there and he did not necessarily want to be there, almost as if he had been held there without his consent. Well, maybe not without his consent, but it seemed like he was under duress, maybe. I don't know. It seemed like he was trapped. It seems like he wasn't there under his own volition. Things seemed a little weird. And, me and my mama talked about that, and she agreed with me. And we were like, oh, well, if you need some help, we didn't say this to him, but we said that this is what we should have said. You know what I'm saying? If you need some help, just blink an eye or something. We'll call the cops for you. But he seemed to be stressed. He seemed to be, again, he was very cordial, very, very businesslike, or whatever the case might be. But yeah, it seems like he was held there against his will, and that's not necessarily a good thing. What's going on, Bianca? Thank you so much for being here in the comments. Love you, sis. Thank you so much for your comments, boo boo. What's going on, Robin? Hey, Robin. Good to see you too. Good to see you. HR is in the building. So yeah, my mother, she tends to find new restaurants on Facebook. I think there's a Facebook group called Columbia Eats or something of that nature, and that's where she found this particular restaurant. So needless to say, we will not be darkening their doorway again anytime soon or anytime in the near or distant future. We won't be going back, period. But anyways, as I always like to do, we want to start off this video with a couple condolences. Two major deaths have taken place in the last week. First of all, we want to say condolences to the family of Fat Man Scoop. Fat Man Scoop is somewhat of a hype man type of producer, something of that nature. Best known for his feature on Missy Elliott featuring Sierra. Everybody here, get it out of control. Get your back off the wall. Mr. Mina said so. Everybody. I don't know exactly what the name of that song is, but apparently he was performing with Missy Elliott. If you guys do not know, Missy Elliott is currently on tour with Busta Rhymes and Sierra. Apparently he had made an appearance in Connecticut and had an emergency on stage, and then later passed away. He was 53 years old. So condolences to Fat Man Scoop and his entire family. He seemed like a very nice man, very genuine, genuine man. So shout out to him and his family. I hope they're able to have grace and peace in their time of bereavement. Also, a shocking death that surprised me when I saw it. Rich Homie Quan passed away at the age of 34. Rich Homie Quan, my favorite song from Rich Homie Quan is that ooh 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 ooh. That's all. I don't want to get into like the whole chorus or anything like that, but I love that song, and I love his vibe. I love everything about Rich Homie Quan. I'm not exactly sure of the cause of death or the reason of his passing, and that would be very interesting to find out in the coming days. But hopefully, we'll get more information on that as time goes on. But yeah, unfortunately, Rich Homie Quan is no longer with us. And it's interesting to me because I haven't been hearing much new music from him lately. Like, I don't think I've heard of him for the last maybe 5 years or so. I don't know if he had been releasing music. There is a chance that I just didn't pay attention to it. But yeah, unfortunately, Rich Homie Quan is no longer with us. So condolences to him, his family, all of the people who love him, and all those whom he loved that are dealing with his passing. Genesita is in the building. What's going on, girl?
Hello. uh Also Dustin is in here. I was
Hey,
listening to
Dustin.
everything. It took me forever to get in here. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Um of course, as Robin said, good evening to everybody. Bianca made sure to welcome everyone in here. Uh, Robin says prior engagement. The write up shall be in his inbox with a quickness.
Okay. She's on the job. HR is on the job.
Absolutely. She also says, "Hey, Joe Nathan, A Spoon Coon, HR is for real, okay?
Yes, A
For
Spoon Cone. That's my A
sure,
Spoon
for
Cone for you.
true here, honey,
Okay. Present and accounted for.
okay?
I was about to use the B word after that, but that would be disrespectful. I don't want
Well, maybe you might, find out you might be a little cool with it. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Uh, Bianca was laughing. Uh, Miss Roberts says distracted. Miss Kim is here. She says hello
Hey,
to
Miss
Jonathan.
Kim. Greetings, Miss Kim. Your hair looks beautiful, by the way. Did you get it done again?
Mm-mm. Tyrone took it
Oh.
down.
Okay, okay.
And these were like in like rolls, and he released them so they now they look like curly Q bun, like not I mean a
Give
bang.
Yeah, it's giving you bang, and I absolutely love it. It looks like a brand new hairstyle, child. You girl, I'm jealous. I am
Oh,
jealous.
stop
Okay.
it.
It's okay.
Uh Miss Kim says to rest in peace to Fat Man Scoop and Rich Homie Quan. Fat Man Scoop, you know he also did Love Like This before.
Yeah, the remix. Yes, the re
Hmm.
he was on that remix. I hadn't thought of that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, he had a show with him and his wife in on a MTV as well.
Hmm.
Him and his wife, and the only episode that I truly remember, and I know I watched the whole thing, was him getting his veneers taken care of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. God bless them. Miss Kim says Rich Homie Quan talked about his addiction and his career decline some time ago. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um, Robin says you're looking great, Genesita. Feeling better, huh? I am, y'all. Thank you. I
Yes.
am. Miss Kim says, "Hey Jen, hey Bianca, and hey to Robin." Everybody saying hey to everybody. Dustin says, "Rest in peace." And Miss Kim says, "I thought Jonathan was saying my hair looked beautiful." I looked around like, "What is he talking about?" I have a scarf on.
Miss Kim, I'm sure your hair under that scarf is looking marvelous. It's looking glorious. Okay, it's looking
Absolutely.
amazing, honey.
Okay,
Okay,
you
we
can't tell
wrap
me
out
nothing other.
we wrap the hair up for a reason, honey. Okay, so that when you unwrap it,
To preserve something right there.
yes, okay, it applies to you too, Miss Kim. Just so you know.
Oh, okay. Bianca says, I thought it was a new hairstyle too. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. The curls, they look really cute. Yeah, she just had them pent up like in curly cues on the style. So I just released
Okay.
the L curly cues. That's bad. Curly cues. And okay. Anywho,
And are
Does
they
this
two strand twisted? They're not two strand twisted,
these
are
these
they?
are two strand twists
Okay, okay,
that's curled
gotcha.
up, yeah. Dustin says, "Glad you're feeling better, Jennifer." Thank you. I appreciate that. And Miss Kim is laughing. Yes. And with Rich Homie Quan going to glory. Um I was looking at Maddie in the morning, not Maddie in the morning. They call it, oh Lord, PHAG talk. Because I'm not gonna say that out loud because of what it sounds like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um they were live and I was looking at them and they saw it come over the thing during, while it was going on. And then some people at my job was like, "Y'all, Rich Homie Quan passed." I'm like, we talk about this? Not saying that it's not worthy to talk about, but at work, guys, in teams, God rest him. I pray that he has peace, him and his family and all the people around them. He is Atlanta royalty.
It didn't surprise you though, did it?
I didn't, it's not that. Okay, let's not say that.
Because like when you're at work, you know what I'm saying, and you're around your teammates, you know what I'm saying, and maybe you have a team meeting. I don't know if this is when it came up, but that's a
Mm-mm.
hot topic. It is a hot topic.
Well, well, I don't know.
But I get it. You're a
It was just surprising,
supervisor.
like, real.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't in my chat. It was other chats.
Okay.
Like announcing it, like, because the company itself is predominantly Caucasian,
Oh,
and yeah, that's what I was like. So, who up in here know about Return of Barn?
that's what it was. Oh, okay. I thought you were
Yeah.
coming from like an HR perspective with that.
Oh
Okay.
no, no. It's not
Gotcha.
like they were saying anything disparaging or negative.
Right.
Now, at least, oh well, you know what? I don't know if this is going to be a part of your thing, so I'm a hush and mention it last. But
Okay.
God rest them people. God bless.
And I think a lot of white people might have liked Rashomi Quad. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, because I got
What
a
wasn't that
check.
a time?
I want to fix. I ain't got a fix, but I
Wasn't that a
got it.
time?
Woo, 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 woo.
There was
This
something
is
about the
it.
music in the 2010s. You know what I'm saying?
It was Rich Homie Quan just had swag, kind of like Joey Badass a little bit.
Mhm,
Like he gives me Joey Badass tease, just a little bit though. Even though I never saw him in an interview or anything of that nature, like that's what he gave just from the songs itself.
mhm.
Um, but speaking of the Power Universe, this is just a quick little thing that happened this past week, or it might have been last week. Woody McClain, the actor who plays Kane in Power Book 2 Ghost, um, he was featured in a Yolanda Adams music video, and apparently Twitter went ablaze because
They really
Woody
did.
Woody McClain's character Kane, he's unpredictable. He will take your life without
A
asking any questions
character,
at a moment's notice. His
because he's an
character
actor.
lacks dignity, lacks decorum. Okay, he's not one that you want to meet in a dark alley because
Okay,
you might not make it out of that dark alley alive.
okay, okay. Yeah.
So I thought it was just interesting. I don't know exactly what the comments were. I mean, I'm sure they were like, "Why you got this killer on your music video, Yolanda
Yeah.
Adams?" But
But,
you,
oh, go
you
ahead, I'm sorry.
I mean, your life outside of your acting jobs is, who you truly are. And he was not appearing on Yolanda Adams' video as his character Kane. He was appearing as Woody McClain. And I
Yeah.
just have to say that I enjoy him as an actor. He also played Bobby Brown. And not only the Bobby Brown miniseries on BET, but also the New Edition miniseries on BET. So I've always enjoyed his acting roles. I would like to, as Alexander Rogers has said about him before, I would like to see a little bit more range in his acting. Maybe just maybe to play a lawyer or a judge or something of that nature, something that's not such the bad boy. I like to
But,
see him, in a suit and tie maybe. But what
they
what,
they
what were your thoughts?
they'd have to give him the chance, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he will excel, and I don't know if you know, I've been following him since before he got his break,
Oh wow.
with, those BET projects. Um, he's been he started off as a dancer.
Yes,
So,
I have heard that.
we would see him dancing in different videos. He would celebrate him being able to dance in different music videos and stuff like that, and that's part of the reason why he was in her video. He's a dancer. So, Yeah, it didn't surprise me, but I did think it was kind of funny. But then again, the internet can't take nothing serious. So you have
At
Yolanda
all.
Adams and this character that everybody sees him as. Of course, it just take it too far. But I thought that was funny. Just another reason to blow, in my opinion, a good man up.
Okay. And I mentioned this on the Light of the Leo on Monday, but I'll mention it again for my show. NLE Chopper is NLE Chopper. This
Hmm.
past for those of you guys who don't know, Labor Day weekend is Black Pride in Atlanta. And previously, NLE Chopper had said that he wanted to do some Pride events, not necessarily Black
Hmm.
Pride in general, specifically, but he wanted to do some Pride events to show his support for the LGBTQIA plus community. And video had surfaced of him at an event, or it looks like he was just a club. And he was like, "Y'all want to know why I'm here? I'm out here for representation. I'm out here because we all look for acceptance. I'm out here because I support you guys." And so I think this should set a precedent for many other artists out there. Whatever you do, whether you're an actor or a singer, whatever the case may be, just to reach out to minority groups, minority communities, and show your support, because he did not have to do this at all. And for a Black rapper, a heterosexual presenting rapper to perform at a Black gay pride event, I thought was amazing. Maybe want to listen to a little bit of his music, because y'all know I do not do the rap that's out right now. I don't do any of the rap that's out right now. But I do know his song "Slut Me Out." I think that's a great song, and I think he said that was very popular amongst the LGBTQIA plus community. But I thought that was great that he performed at that Black Pride event. Jennifer, you might have spoken on this before, but what were your thoughts on it again?
To be honest, I didn't speak much on it last time, but I will have to say that I don't believe it's about people just excuse me, the heterosexual community giving it a chance. I believe it's more, if that particular artist was strong in who they are,
Mhm.
they would have no problem coming to events like those. Just like with Tank, I never thought of him as being bendable in all of those ways, liking me and stuff like that.
Right,
I don't know what goes on in his bedroom, but you can tell that he has a strong thought process in mind and who he is as a person. And when you know who you are, no one will ever be able to tell you who you are and try to make it seem as if you're something that you're not. And I
right,
believe that's what keeps some artists away from those kinds of platforms. They don't want to be seen expressively, just going to a proud event, or not just going to a proud event, but performing at a proud event. So, to be honest, people can look at it as a way of expanding their horizons, but they just need to get in tune with themselves first, or, confident in themselves to get into those spaces. Miss Kim says, walkthrough is my jam.
yes, 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 yes. Rich Homie Quan walked through. Yes, that used to be one of my former good friends' favorite songs too. Whenever we went to the club, she went off on that song.
Now, to speak on the other side of things, so like I said, I watch a lot of Maddie these days. Maddie, her shows and such like that. And child, it sounds like the committee for the Black um, Pride events kind of fumbled the ball with them. They were talking about giving her own, award and all that stuff.
Right,
Um, but things fell by the wayside with the planning and the deposits and stuff like that. But we're able to fly people in like an NLE chopper.
mm,
And it's like, yeah, I can hear that she felt slighted by her community in that situation.
Speaking of that, I saw T.S. Madison doing an interview with a very famous drag queen by the name of Katya. And she spoke on the fact that before she got big, she would go out for $1,500, appearance here and there, whatnot. But since she appeared on Beyonce's album Renaissance, she's like, oh, my price has gone up. So,
Yeah, the price
a
ain't
lot
what
of
it was yesterday.
yesterday's price is not today's price. Miss Thing, honey. Okay, so I need my check. Okay, because T.S. Madison literally said, "I will be making residuals off of that one appearance on Beyonce's album, even after I'm dead and gone. Money's
Mhm.
still gonna be coming in." So when it's hard when you come up in a particular community, and then you level up. That community still expects you to be down at the level that you were before you leveled up, and when you level up, the price goes up with your leveling up, and you have to be able to understand that it's not the same old homegirl Maddie. Maddie, my homegirl. She'll do it for me. I just slip her a quick 5 bands, and she'll be there and representing. But no, it's understandable why she has this standpoint. So shout out to Maddie. I love
Yeah,
her.
and it is because of TikTok I saw the bulk of that whole interview. I
Yes.
don't miss a lot.
Shout out to my fellow Libra, T.S. Madison. Libra's in the
Mm.
house. Libra season
Yes.
is coming. It's still currently Virgo season. And shout out to Beyonce. Her birthday was on September 4th. And so happy belated
Yesterday.
birthday to Beyonce.
God
Yes.
bless her and her liquor, her music, her children, clothing,
You said
hair
her
products.
liquor?
You don't know about Sir?
I had no idea.
Jonathan, I'm gonna need you to get with it. Did you see her post for her birthday?
I don't follow Beyonce.
Well, there you go. I'm so happy Mike ain't over here. He'd be
Because he would have logged off. Hey, okay,
yeah,
logged
she
off.
she has her own award-winning whiskey out. That's I think like $80. Um, but yes, it's already won awards before it even came out. She basically had it put under a different name, so they didn't know it was her and her whiskey, and the whiskey has won awards. So that's another thing that she's got out these days.
Shout out to B.
Miss Kim says, "Why shouldn't heterosexual artists perform at pride events? Doesn't that audience deserve a live performance too?"
We do, Miss Kim.
But it's just the whole, especially for the men, they just need to be strong in who they are. I guess so many men are too afraid or nervous to be put into the same basket, I guess, as the LGBTQIA,
Hmm.
and of course, that's certainly a silly thing. Um, Miss Robin says, "Yesterday's price is not today's price."
Okay.
Mm.
Speaking of the gays, this is gay adjacent because Bootsy, honey, okay, not saying that he's, one of us, honey, but Bootsy made a comment about men painting their fingernails. He said, if you're going to paint your fingernails, you might as well put on a thong. Um, Bootsy, sweetness. Who made you the authority over masculinity and how men are to conduct themselves in a masculine way? Um, I will never understand why Bootsy has it out for any man who is anything less than 100% masculine, as in you don't
All
see
right now.
anything less than masculine. You have to call it out. It's disturbing to me, and it seems like there's something behind it. I know we talk about I know we talk about him. I don't know, well, we don't talk about him a lot, but whenever he has something to say, I'm going to speak on it because it's ridiculous, his issues. And I don't know about the people who support him, um, because it makes me feel as though they have the same mindset, or maybe they just like his music. I don't know. But some of the most famous men in this world paint their fingernails. Jennifer, do you want to speak on this, or do you want to move on?
I don't know why you don't know why there's such an issue, because this man has portrayed himself to be the same he
Yeah,
since he
that's true.
first started, putting himself out there like that. He has that complex in and on him,
Hmm.
and of course, he saw some things that really
Disturbed his
disturbed
spirit.
him, messed him up, made him think about things. I don't believe he felt like he might have been gay himself, but it certainly disturbed him. Okay, there is I don't know how much. it is a doth protest too much moment or whatever. But like, let's be real, he's always gonna talk on those things. Um,
Always.
especially, with him talking about his own children, saying that you can't be that, you can't be this.
And his
But
daughter is a lesbian, but hey, move
yeah,
forward.
hey, she and let's be honest, before he even said anything, we all knew, we could see it. I just was about to say that live, ain't nobody trying to out nobody, try to confirm and make it seem as if we know something that they don't know. But
Right.
let's be real, that none of that surprises me.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So unfortunately, yesterday, um, there was an incident at a school in Georgia. Four lives were taken. I believe three, no, nine, I believe were injured. I think it was two
Mhm.
students and two teachers who ended up losing their life during an incident at a school. Can
A
we
high
say the
school.
SHOOTING word on YouTube? Okay.
Mm-mm.
So just know that four people lost their lives during the school incident. It's so interesting to me that assault rifles are still allowed to be purchased and used by everyday Americans. If you are not military personnel, you have no reason to have a rifle, an assault rifle in your possession. I don't understand. Of course, there will be no other gun laws, no other weapon laws, rather, that will be changed or revised or anything of that nature. We're just going to say condolences to all the families, all those who were affected by it, and move on as if nothing happened. So it's like no matter how many times this happens, ain't nothing going to change about it, and that's so sad to me because we see the effects that these weapons have on people, and it's like we don't care because of our political interests and our personal interests and the fact that we want these guns. What do you need an assault rifle for? What do you need? What do you need that for? I don't know. I don't know. Jennifer, what were your thoughts when you heard this yesterday?
I actually have more thoughts today on it. It's very unfortunate that we are somewhat
Numb.
jaded and numb with those horrible situations there. But learning more from it. First of all, a news entity the got a victim and the perpetrator picture mixed up. And one
Okay.
of the victims that went to glory was an African American teenager, but the one that did the bad deed was a Caucasian fellow.
Yes, it was a
It's
14-year-old assailant. His name is Colt Gray. Proceed.
Thank you. Um, and they mixed up their pictures. It's just really sad for those kind of things to be happening. On
Hmm.
top of that, from what I've heard today, God bless TikTok. Um, this isn't the first time that people were aware that this young man had these kind of thoughts
Hmm.
and wanted to do these things. The first threat was so severe to the point where law enforcement got involved and just told um, the father to lock up his weaponry.
Mm.
And that's all that was done in that one. And another thing I need to say that a real thought piece, a nice Caucasian woman on TikTok did a video on why aren't we looking at how us white women are raising our children, especially
Mm.
our boys, because you would see, you know, no, she didn't say that. Another black woman did that. But the white woman did say, we need to look at how we're raising our boys, keeping our eyes on things because we're failing in that department.
Mm.
Because it's always one of ours
Great sense of awareness.
doing that. So I do hope there's more conversation on that, so that we can do have more steps in to making these schools safer, because
Yes.
apparently the laws on firearms, it doesn't look like it looked like the NRA got enough money in these people's pockets to keep themselves safe. Robert says, the father of the killer uh, has been arrested and charged with manslaughter. I heard that,
Mm.
and you know what? Um, I saw a different situation that was similar, where the parents absolutely were put in jail
Yes, they were.
for that same kind of horrible issue. So
Hmm.
I'm curious to see what goes on moving forward with that. She also says one of the problems with AR type weapons is the hypocrisy. Trump was allegedly struck by a bullet from one. Allegedly, we use that loosely,
Allegedly, okay.
but sustained injuries not consistent with what had been told. Bianca says, "Really, Robin? I want to know what happened to him too." Robin says, "We aren't really jaded or numb to these events. Many of us feel impotent at the fact that lawmakers, yeah, refuse to uphold the will of the people." I hear
Yeah.
you, and I think I'm leaning more towards that because
Hmm.
I really do agree, Robin, because you want to see change, you want to see something done, you want to see a government that cares about the people. Mm.
Hmm.
And when it continuously is not done, it's like, well, what you want us to do?
The government is literally neglecting the country from safety from these assault weapons and these non-laws.
Say that again.
The government is neglecting the country from safety from these assault weapons and these non-laws.
I'm gonna start using that non laws.
Because they're
Uh,
in the books, but they don't stop or keep nothing from happening because it's still happening.
well, they do need better restrictions for those
Yes,
firearms.
they do.
Um, Robin says, "Not for nothing and no disrespect, but it is Georgia. Between your gun laws and your governor, who stands a chance?" Now, hey, I can say at least Kemp is not necessarily following up Trump, especially as Trump tried to swindle
Mhm.
voters
Mhm.
and trying to get an exact just have us to find these exact number of votes. What?
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least he says, you know, I ain't gonna break the law for this man. At the very least,
right.
um, I can give him respect in that area. Um, Bianca says that is a crying shame. You mean to tell me that he premeditated? Yes, he premeditated this. The authorities knew about it, but didn't put him in confinement. This is absolutely ridiculous. The victims' families need to sue. Agreed.
Mm,
Okay. I'm not sure if it was the FBI, but I think when I saw one person telling it, they said the FBI, because he did have, you know, his own dossier, you know, what he wanted to do. So, yeah. Bianca says police force, city, and school systems. You know, they even had resource officers in there that couldn't stop this. I saw some teachers say, you know, we don't need more resource officers in the school. We need more laws that help keep those types of guns out of homes.
and out of the
Uh,
hands of citizens.
Robin says, Bianca, Georgia doesn't have any red flag laws. So what's a red flag law, sis? Um, oh,
A
you know,
red flag law has something to do, I don't know exactly what it is, but it does have something to do with weapons and you being a risk of using your weapon in a way to take someone else's life or to do bodily harm to someone else. So I
gotcha.
think that if you have like charges that are, you know, similar to those types of incidents or something of that nature, but you know, I can ask Google for that.
Robin says Kent refused to acknowledge that there is a gun problem and said it's not a time to address the issue of guns. When did he say? Did he say that recently though? I'm curious, but I'm not surprised. Don't get me
Because it seems
wrong.
like I've heard that statement before. This is not the time to address those issues. I've heard that excuse before in the past.
Mm. Robin says it was both the FC. It was both the FBI and Georgia law enforcement agency that investigated. We're gonna use that loosely. Miss Kim says there's an overreaching issue here. Mental health. Obviously, the shooter had issues that everyone ignored. Mental health resources have been cut. That is something certainly that I agree. And on top of that, I do believe that parents have checked out.
Yeah, seems that way.
And I think, but you know what? I also heard that allegedly his mother had an issue with the drugs, not the drugs that I took last week when I got off the thing to take some drugs for being able to breathe. I'm
The
talking about
drugs of the illegal persuasion. Yes.
illegal. Yeah, she couldn't drive buy that at Walmart, like I bought my
Yes.
Mucidex.
Yes.
Mm-mm. Boy, and just to make sure y'all know, it really did help. I was able to breathe as soon as I popped them things in.
Oh,
Anyway,
wow. That's awesome.
the Mucinex was working real good. Praise God. Um, Robert says red flag laws follow authorities to identify allows authorities to identify a threat and take action that includes, but is not limited to, removal of weapons. Thank you for that. He said that yesterday. It was said yesterday. They said it. They say it all the time. It's over a right time for them. Well, shoot, right now seems right though. Miss Kim says the laws are non-existent. Exactly. Why do you need
Okay.
open carry laws? It's so unnecessary.
It
The
is.
Robert said the boy's aunt came out on socials and said that the boy had problems that were not addressed by the parents. But wait, hold on. If you his aunt, is are you not able to help address, especially for something so horrible?
Right.
Um, Robin says allegedly the father grew up in an abusive household, and the mother suffered from domestic from the father, and the parents were on a break right now.
Okay.
But yeah, and his household apparently was not conducive to joy. Robin says the aunt lives in another state, Florida, I believe. Florida makes sense. Another state makes sense. That all makes sense. But yeah, I just want to make sure I say, it's unfortunate that we have to tell our children what to do in case of something like this. There's even the teachers that I saw speaking online were like, there's no drill to prepare you for this.
Right. And instead of revising our laws so that it makes things safer, what do they want to do? They want to put the weapons in the teacher's hands so that they'll be able to defend their students, to defend their class. Like, wouldn't it be easier just to revise the laws so that we can prevent from this possibly happening in the future? That's not to say that it will not happen if the laws change, but it'd make it harder for it to happen. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Yeah, um, it's not cool. Those resource officers, I'm sure, had weapons.
That's what they're for. Okay.
All right. Robin says one girl that was interviewed on CBS Morning said that the shooter is someone you would expect to do something like this. She said that he was quiet and she hated this to stereotype, but you know, that was him. And Robin said not all resource officers are armed. Wow. Now I know the ones in South Carolina were.
Hmm.
When we were in school, they were certainly armed.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So last week we announced that Judge Mathis's wife had filed for divorce. So I think it was maybe even whether it was the same day or the day after, TMZ caught up with Judge Mathis at the airport. Now this really looked like a setup to me. It seemed like Judge Mathis, called up TMZ, y'all, I'm gonna be at the airport at this time. Come on, and give me a little interview so I can state my case. So he said it came down to neglect. His wife felt as though that he was neglecting her, and so my mother and I had this conversation a little bit earlier while we were out there
Okay.
at the restaurant that we talked about.
That horrible food.
Yes. Um, and we were saying, she's been with him for over 30, like I think it was 39 years that they have been married, if I'm not mistaken. It's like, I know this can't be the first time that this topic has come up to Judge Mathis. So we're thinking like, why wouldn't she just stay with him? Did she possibly do it to say, okay, well, I'm going to file for divorce if you don't stop? And he didn't stop, and so then she filed for divorce. With this a last ditch effort to see if actually filing for divorce would allow him to say, okay, she's serious now, so maybe I need to get on my thing. Apparently, his most recent outing was 3 weeks long.
Without
Yeah,
her?
yes, according to my mother. So don't quote me on that. But I had heard that his last outing was
3
3
weeks
weeks long.
long?
So, he said that there was no infidelity involved. However, neglect will lead someone to believe that you are being unfaithful. And Judge Mathis to me doesn't seem like the type that would cheat on his wife. However, you can't put nothing past
Comma.
nobody.
But
So
that's
ain't no
kind of
telling.
weird though. What are you doing for 3 weeks? Was he working or vacationing?
I don't know.
See, that's an issue. Even if you're working for that long, there needs to be some kind of effort being made in the midst of that situation. I'm happy she did what she did. God bless her, because
Wow.
yeah, no, that's if I tell you
Yeah.
that I need to be with you more.
Yeah.
This sucks. This sucks. I need to be around you. I want to be around you. And him being gone for 3 weeks and him being okay with it. I guess maybe him out there feeling free to do whatever. But that doesn't change things. Oh no. Oh
Yeah. That
no.
that that is the definition of neglect, at least in my
Lit-
opinion.
yeah, for me too.
Yeah.
No, no, not even for work. What is that? Um Bianca says mine were equipped here in Georgia too. Yeah, with guns. Oh Lord. Um Robin says our in NYC our school safety officers are unarmed even though they are under the auspices of the NYPD. Now that makes sense because y'all gun laws are a lot more strict out there
Mm.
in New York. As you already know, it's a lot looser down here.
Yeah.
Robert says married for 39 years,
Hmm.
together longer. So this is too much.
It is. It's a
Um,
lot.
Robin says Judge Mathis is going to straighten up and fly right, but it won't last. This is an established perhaps pattern of
Pattern.
behavior.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Um, yeah, I don't like that. Bianca says it was 3 weeks long and was still traveling without her in the video, of course. He need to
Yeah.
be home trying to save your marriage.
And he said, plenty of times, I'm gonna get her back. I'm gonna get her back. Well, do the work, Judge Mathis.
I
Do the
think
work.
I think she did the divorce thing while he was gone, don't you think?
Probably. I'm sure she did. That would have been the best time to do it.
She had nothing but
Oh,
time on her hands.
you out and about? Okay, so what you gonna find out while you out and about? That I'm filing for divorce,
Because
nigga.
I'm stepping what out. And then
Okay.
with that many years under her belt, there's a big chance she might rack up just fine.
Oh, it's
Um,
it's more than a big chance. I think it's a definite,
okay.
especially depending on where they got married.
Miss Kim said he had ladies in different area codes. I believe it. Uh,
Okay, concubines.
Bianca says no. He said he was hanging with the guys for
Okay.
3 weeks.
Okay. Well, you need time with your boys.
For 3 weeks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's a month because you know there's 12 months in a year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And out of one of those months, 3 weeks of that, four weeks of a month, you out and away from me, without me, and cool with it. That don't sound like marriage to me. Um, Robin says after 4 decades, she misses him and wants him around more. He needs to be ecstatic and get it together because a lot of people don't have nobody that want them. Okay, that you right about that.
Yeah.
Robin says "Get It Together" by the Jackson Five. Sing it.
Okay.
Um, Get It Together or Leave It Alone. I don't know that song. If
I
you
don't
don't,
either.
if you don't, if you don't want my loving, I'll be gone. Mm, 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 mm.
I need to listen to that song. Speaking of music, the great Adele, she announced that she'll be taking an indefinite music hiatus after her upcoming Vegas residency. And I'm so glad that she made this decision. She's already had surgery on her vocal cords around 2011, 2012, when 21 initially came out. Before I think it was before she went on tour, it was right before the Grammys because the Grammys was her first performance after her surgery. She said that she couldn't talk for a long time. She had to write everything down on the whiteboard. But anyway, she's taking a music hiatus. Adele, you are Adele is like, she's not, it's not that I want to put legendary or icon on her name, but she's just up there. She's in a league of her own, at least in my opinion, and she knows her voice. There are a lot of singers out there who do a bunch of touring and it tears their voice all the way up.
Well, you know it's because they need it. So
Right.
they
And
need it.
she's been in her residency for over a year, maybe 2 years now. She's been out there for a long time. So shout out to Adele choosing herself and making the decision to have an indefinite music
Would you want to
hiatus.
see her?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to see Adele live. Now, I would have to listen to 25 again because I really didn't play it out like I did 21 because I was playing 21. O-U-T, out. O-U-T, out. I'll play that. I'll play that record, O-U-T. Okay. But yes, I would love to. I would love, 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 love to see Adele live. And she sounds just as good live as she does in the recording booth. And there's not all artists can say the same thing. So yeah, Jennifer, you have any thoughts on that before we move on?
You know, part of me doesn't believe it's like totally indefinite. I believe she would pop out for an occasion. But
Okay.
as far as, continuous, like stuff, I believe she stacked her money as anybody that's smart enough to do so should and put herself in a position where she'll be fine for the rest of her life off residuals and good stuff. But a lot of those people that wear their voices out, they need it. That's what
Yeah,
they got, and they just got to
exactly.
push forward. Robin said, "Wait, hold on." Justice says he said he was filming a show. Oh, that's what those 3 weeks was.
Okay.
But still, I know his wife is at home not doing a bunch of nothing. Okay, I would make it a point for us to go together. That's all I'm saying. Um, let's see. Robin is disappointed that we don't know that song, of course. Um,
Sorry.
she also says, I didn't know that she had issues with her vocal cords. I, s- I say stay away from the OR. Remember Joan Rivers. I'm just saying. Um,
I think there were like polyps on her vocal cords or something of that nature that had to be removed. I can't remember
mhm.
exactly what it was that she had to get done, but something happened in 2012.
Thank you so much for that. And Robin says, I think Adele is planning for a wedding. Hmm. Her next slash new marriage and another baby.
I love the fact that she loves herself a black man. A black man. Even though her baby's daddy, is a Caucasian man. That's okay. That's okay, girl. I mean, because she knows what she want, honey. Okay. I was about to say something. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not
No,
gonna
no need to. God bless you.
say that. So last on our list of hot topics, before we get on out of here. So
I'm so
the
surprised. Like, I just looked at the time. I was like,
yeah, we got 10 minutes left, honey.
good
That
lord.
went by fast, didn't it? Um,
Robert
so
said, "Say it." About him, her wanting a black man. Okay, go ahead.
okay. Um, So the new cast for the new season of Dancing with the Stars has been revealed. It includes Tori Spelling, includes Dwight Howard, Phaedra Parks. Honey, Phaedra Parks is going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
She's just
Really?
making her money.
Okay.
And to be honest, I don't blame her. Taking advantage of every opportunity that comes around.
Okay, and to be honest, I don't think she cares whether she can dance or not. Because to me, she doesn't come across as a woman who is light on her feet. Like I wouldn't expect her to slay every single dance that she does. But more power to her. I'm gonna definitely be looking out for her numbers though to see how she does. And also a surprise that I did not expect. Reginald Bell Johnson. This is the actor who played Carl in Family Matters. He will be in the cast as well. I was shocked by seeing that.
Well,
Um,
he did an amazing tango with Harriet
yes, he
Winslow
did. He sure did.
with the
Okay.
tutelage of Rachel. So he might be all right.
He might be all right. But one name in particular that stuck out to me the most was Anna Delvey. Anna, you laughed before I even said the name. What you laughing at?
I'm sorry, I was laughing at what Miss Kim said. She said Phaedra is getting cut second.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised about that. I would not be surprised about that, Miss Kim. But Anna Delvey, if you guys don't remember, she's the German woman who came over to New York, was defrauding people out of millions of dollars.
What's
I
that?
think
What's that show was called?
I
Was it?
can't remember. It was a Netflix
It's creating
show,
Anna. Um,
something like that.
some. It was a good. Did you see it?
I did not see it. No.
It was good. She was she showed that being Caucasian and acting like you're rich can get you very far, honey.
Very far. Now, she did end up spending, I think, a year and a half in prison, but she is out and she's wearing an ankle monitor. She was doing an interview with a news publication saying that, oh, well, maybe I'll bedazzle my ankle monitor. It's so interesting to me how these felons of the white persuasion are given all these chances. For those who don't remember, what was her name? I can't remember what her name was. The girl who Gypsy Rose, the woman who had her boyfriend to take her mother's life. She ended up with a reality show. So it's
Yeah.
so interesting to me how all of these people who are felons, who have done terrible things to people, are given these chances. I don't know if it's because they think that people will want to see it. I guess clearly people would want to see it, but this sounds like a reward for their felonious deeds. I don't like seeing that. And it seems like Anna Delvey is just laughing all the way to the bank, laughing all the way
Oh
to the
yes.
studio. I
And, and
it's
Jonathan, that's not the only show she's about to be on.
what other shows you gonna be
There
on?
is another show, it's like something like called Imposter or something like that. I think she's at the helm of that show. Like a kind of like a game slash reality show like situation. So yeah, that's I saw that first, and then I saw that she was about to be on Dance with the Stars. I said, "Oh, so she's
It's
a." Mm.
it's so it's so ridiculous to me that these producers are giving these people chances, whereas if they were black, you know good and gosh darn well, you know good and gosh darn well that they are not getting another chance, not getting another chance. I can't remember any other African American who was put in jail, maybe with the exception of Ja Rule. But I mean, Ja Rule really hasn't rose back up to fame since his prison sentence. So, you know, he really wouldn't count. But I can't think of any other person of the black persuasion who was convicted, put in prison, came back out, and are still on top as if they never went to prison to begin with. it's so
Well,
debilitating to
for
me.
Anna is even more. She's gotten more fame after her
Yes, more
story was
fame.
told. She stepped up like just like Gypsy.
And I'm sure she got a check for that Netflix thing too.
Of
I'm
course.
sure of it.
Of course. Wait, hold on. I don't know because I think in the book or at the end, I believe it was restitution that was paid out. I
Okay.
believe. I don't think she got
Okay.
money from that like that at least.
Gotcha.
Robert says Megan McCain said she turned down Dancing with the Stars a few times because she wants to run for office one day
So why would you not run for no, never mind.
and
Okay.
doesn't want to embarrass herself. Folks replied that
Oh, there you go.
she had enough bad hair on The View for that. God
Why
bless.
y'all coming from Megan McCain's neck like that?
Mm. Miss Kim says Anna Delvey is a criminal. Excuse me,
Criminal.
whiteness works wonders for them.
Okay. Say that again, Miss Kim.
Okay, Robin said, so this felon gets rewarded. Robin says, words out of my mouth, Jonathan, right out of my mouth. Bianca says, to pause for the cause and smash that like button, y'all. And make sure to do those engagement buttons too as well. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. Robert says, it's because white people are allowed to fail up and their transgressions are minimized.
Agreed. Very much so.
Miss Kim says Gypsy Rose has had 3 men and is pregnant, and I haven't been on a date in years. Yeah. Um, what Gypsy is doing to herself is blessing herself with bad situations. I don't see a whole lot of up going from that. Hold tight, Miss Kim. Your day's coming.
Okay. But I'm holding tight too, Miss Kim. You and me both, honey.
Hold
Okay.
tight. Miss Robin says Ja Rule did his time and nothing is or has been handed to him. He's
No,
grinding.
not at all.
Oh, Q and DJ channel. Hello. She says
IQ
hi.
and DJ.
Don't forget Nelson Mandela.
True that.
Mm, mm. All right, go ahead.
Well,
Oh, Bianca says hello.
that's
Oh, that's it.
yeah, that's it. Go ahead and give your social media contacts for us, please, if you will.
Sure, I'll be happy to. I am the Light of the Leo. If you go to YouTube, TikTok, as well as Instagram, I am at the Light of the Leo. It's really easy to find me. You'll see this beautiful face right here. On those channels and things of that nature. So please go ahead and follow me there. Thank you so much for your support. And also, every single Saturday at 10 ish a.m., you will find us here at, well, not here. You'll find us at Faithful Warrior Ministries. All you have to do is type that in, Faithful Warrior Ministries, and we will be the top. We'll be the first people that you see for Faithful Warrior Ministries. It's a time where we come together to fellowship and we also pray. So, come join us every single Saturday morning at 10 ish a.m. All right, that's it.
Jennifer, I would just love to see you selling face one day. Just a little, just a little. Yes, I would just love to see that. Anyways, you guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $Jonathan Lee 07. That's $JONATHAN 07. Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. This was a great show. Join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. But until then, we'll say bye for now, y'all. Y'all have a good night and a wonderful weekend. Love y'all.
Bye.